Hello, you are listening to the Very Important People Talking About Very Important Things podcast. I am your host, Cameron. I have my co-host John again here today, and two times in a row, you lucky listeners. My brother Noah is here. He's substitute teaching. Ben is out and likely is out next week as well. So Noah's filling in. He was in last week to talk about Pathfinder and D&D, and he's back again. We wrangled him for 2 weeks in a row. We're very lucky. So, gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Very red. At least as far as the...
You look a little lobsterish.
I did spend the majority of my day outdoors today. It was 105 degrees here in Arizona. It's very sunny. I don't know how much of that is actual sunburn or how much is weird camera going on. But either way, yeah, I'm channeling my inner Jordan Peterson today. Bam.
Lobster. John, how you doing? What's up with you?
You know, I stayed up very late last night. I would say I played a lot of Project Zomboid.
Oh.
So yes, if you're wondering why I was not on Arc Raiders, yes, I was in the middle of a rousing game of Zomboid.
You able to escape Kentucky?
Oh, you never. I don't. It's feeling less and less likely.
Oh no!
Death is the only escape from Kentucky, really.
Ouch. True.
So, real quick, because we played a little bit. Did you get on Arc Raiders at all afterwards?
I have not tried Arc Raiders again yet.
Oh, okay. Give it time. Give it time.
You know, those dirty thieves just gutted me. Took it all out of me.
Me and John got done dirty. It was my fault.
I was saying, I think somebody's launching something at us, and you were like, "What?
What is this Arc Raiders? I'm unfamiliar."
It's the hot new extraction shooter. It's been out for a couple of months now.
Is that like what's the one all the teenagers play?
Fortnite?
Is it like a Fortnite type thing? Is that what an extraction shooter is?
Different format.
Oh.
Right. Fortnite's not an extraction shooter. That's a battle royale.
Oh no, what's an extraction shooter? What is?
It's like that Division game that Ben used to play, where you're going in and you're trying to get stuff and get it out of the game so that you can build up and get more stuff.
Oh,
so you like go in and you're scavenging and stuff. You're grabbing things, and then you aren't necessarily fighting the other people on the map. You can, a lot of people are just cool with walking around you, but you can also steal each other's stuff. So alternatively, you could just go in, shoot the others, take their stuff.
Gotcha. That's what happened. Y'all got geeked.
Get out. Yeah.
So think of it like Fallout, right? Really, you're like the aesthetic a little bit too. It's kind of like a 1980s.
Yeah, it's like a
tech
cassette
vibe.
futurism.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds fun.
I would say is definitely.
Yeah. It's kind of cyberpunky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 80s cyberpunk. Not to go down that rabbit hole again from last week, but yeah, you're like going into like ruins and scavenging like cassette players or old camcorders.
Okay.
But you have to leave the map, but there's these certain extraction points. If you die, you lose everything you bring into the match.
Okay.
And you lose all the loot you have. So
I'm sure some people camp the extraction points and freaking.
That'd be a good move.
Okay.
Yeah, so you come across players and you never know, like, friendly or you're not. And we got ambushed and didn't even know it till we were down.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I mean, they didn't even wait for the elevator. They just followed us and killed us.
There's a big explosion. We're like, what is that? That's weird. There's no robots around. What? And then we got shot. And I'm like, oh, I should have. Okay.
I mean,
we were unlucky. We had some friendly visitors. We didn't get shot.
There's also a lot of enemies as well, like robot enemies running around. Kind of reminds me of what are those paintings? The like ones that are like set in like Norway, and it's got the robots out of place.
Oh, I love those.
It's like that. Like I said, that 80s cassette futurism.
Like the steam powered mechs, like running through the wheat field.
Oh,
Whatever.
the yes, similar to those.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Simon Stalenhag, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got cool stuff. He's got cool stuff.
Wow.
Cool.
Neat.
All right, so this episode, if you read the title, is all about Dune. But before we jump into that, gentlemen, do you have anything newsworthy you want to share today?
I heard they were bringing back the Chi-Chi's chain again. It had disappeared completely, and the only thing left of it was the ability to. Actually, I don't even. I think you buy Chi-Chi's salsa or something, but now, yeah, they have reopened a Chi-Chi's in Minnesota. So, yeah, it's your chance to go to Chi-Chi's that had ceased to exist. I don't know if you remember, but they had that big, I think it was like a salmonella outbreak or something where several people died.
Oh my God.
They went bankrupt like completely. Yep.
All right. So
So
you're
baby, they're back for your Midwest Mexican
oh,
food needs.
okay. That's you're selling this hard. Yes. I've
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
never
I
even
would
heard of
also
Chi-Chi's, I must confess.
I'd also like to give news that I have a box of Lorwyn Eclipse.
Whoa,
So
how'd you get that?
I am hoping that we can run draft at some point. That's the way I would like
Ooh.
to use that.
Yeah, save that.
Yeah, I'm not
Fun.
opening it. Don't worry. But it's so yeah, that's my news, baby. Big.
That's newsworthy. All right, awesome, sweet. Okay. I have something I wanted to share. It just happened the other day, but I
Uh-huh.
thought it interesting. So if you guys don't know, hear me out,
Let's
listeners.
hear it.
Listen to me. There is a TCG called Altered TCG. If you've been in a card shop in the last couple of years, you may have seen it. I've seen it on some of the shelves here. Um, Kind of like a happy fantasy. It's like a Blizzard card game. Like the art is very colorful and characters and stuff like. Anyway, they closed their doors. They shut down unexpectedly yesterday in the middle of a crowdfunding campaign, and by all appearances, it seemed to be successful. They've done a couple Kickstarters. I've seen them. I think they were at the Phoenix Comic Con last year with like a booth. Um, there's not well, discuss here, but there's not a lot of room for card games outside some of the big hitters like your Magic, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh. Granted, maybe this is why I'm mentioning it. I am a designer, developer, publisher of a small card game myself. Redline Tactical Card Combat. Look it up at redlinegame.com. Altered has been on my radar as a successful game, but they pulled the plug because their Kickstarter, their crowdfunding campaign, only raised about $1 million, and they needed to
All
hit
right.
two to keep going. And
Mm.
so you can kind of tell pretty early if your campaign's going to succeed or not. This campaign didn't, and they decided the entire game is just getting canceled. All that years of work, they're done. They threw in the towel. So Altered is DOA, and people are still trying to do a autopsy online. But again, by all appearances, probably one of the more successful, respectfully, B class card games, TCGs. And it's harsh out there. It is gone. It's dead.
I actually wanted to get your opinion now that you brought this up because I did hear that Cyberpunk card game is just gone bonkers on Kickstarter. They got
Oh,
something like 132,000
backers.
pledged already.
I wouldn't be
More
surprised.
like it's giant. Dave was telling me last night. Okay, wait a second. 2 days ago, 7.5 million.
Yeah.
7.5 million hitting its goal in just 5 minutes. That was trying to get to 100,000. Um, and for a conventional TCG game, like
I mean,
buy packs, get random stuff type game, I was like, whoa, son. I'm not on board with that. Even though I just was holding up my Lorwyn Eclipse box
Yeah.
like a fool.
Uh, I mean, are you surprised? Because
Yeah.
it strikes me that all these card games, the the path to victory is just glom on to an already successful IP. You know, you win, right? Like it seems to be all there is to it. You know, like you lease the rights to an already popular IP, and that's nerd adjacent, and then there you go. Nerds come out of the woodwork to give you their money. So I don't see this as particularly surprising. I'm curious with this one that went belly up. I mean, is there money lost for the backers? Are they just up the creek? Like, how's that work?
No, so I mean, the way those campaigns work, it's all or nothing. So
Oh,
money's
okay,
not really taken out till the last
got
day
you.
of the campaign. So
Hmm.
did a little bit of research. They refunded, and again, I know very little about Altered except that it existed and appeared to
Yeah.
be semi-successful. But yeah, you
Hmm.
refund all the money to the backers. They had a lot of stores that bought product as well, so they refund to the store. Um,
Hmm.
what I will say, I guess, is that
Did product get made? Like, are there these cards floating out there, or was nothing made?
so here's something interesting is that, and I had no idea till I went in here. So they had adopted this is a TCG, mind you, a print on demand printing schedule,
Hmm.
which a lot of people are saying may have been a reason for this. So
Hmm.
um, it is expensive to get product made. It has to
Sure.
be in China. It's just not economical at scale to do
Hmm.
anything here in the United States. Unfortunately, it's just China's made for these type of things. With all the uncertainty in the world these days, in the past couple of years,
Sure.
shipping costs, fuel costs, it is more expensive than ever. Still
Hmm.
cheaper than in the U.S., at least
Yeah.
for now, but to get stuff here and shipped here out of China. So you have to make big, huge print runs. And I think they were trying to be more nimble by
Hmm.
maybe doing smaller orders when they had the orders in hand and just
Okay.
kind of printing piecemeal instead of doing big, huge things at once.
Sure. Sure.
Problem seemed to be you may place an order in March, but that gets you in the queue for printing, but you may not get product printed till August, and
Hmm.
then you may not get it till a couple months afterwards. So it still caused some delays, and I guess some people didn't like that in line. I don't know if that's a model I would do, but that's what they tried to do to get some more flexibility.
Just have one comment, and that's laughs in Star Citizen. LOL. Oh man, how much money has that project taken on?
Billion? Something
Oh,
crazy?
an enormous amount. And
But they
from
got product. That's a
It looks
product.
good. It looks
okay,
good.
is it playable now? Is it actually?
Hasn't it been
Oh
playable?
yeah, you can do demos and it's like in beta still. Yeah, it looks good
You know what?
for what it is.
It'll just be in beta forever.
I
I think
mean,
people are happy with the product, whether or not it ever gets finished in the way it's supposed to be finished.
they must be, but that man, that is just the dream, isn't it? Like you don't even have to actually deliver.
I would I
100%.
would put forward that like Project Zomboid is also in early access.
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, you guys could just stop.
Mm.
It's like a finished game to me. I'm fine with that. But hey,
Uh,
keep fixing bugs, please. My trailer got stuck in the ground last night, and I
oh,
was stuck in a car floating above the ground for for something like 15 minutes trying to jump out.
You gotta
sounds
donate more
amazing.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
that
right.
fixed.
Hmm.
Uh,
But anyway, it's just it's kind of a bummer, just because again, and I'm glad you brought up Cyberpunk. Like you kind of have to have a big IP these days. It seems
mm,
like to really like strike it big. Altered had its own universe. They did it their own way. There's some other games like that as well. But I like to see, I do like to see success because it's
Sure.
it's a good omen for me, and we're we're a red line. But seeing this one falter again, it was probably one of the bigger ones out there. So it's tough out there. It's very tough, especially for card game. The model is you're always making more, right? You can't just do a one-shot standalone product or game. You have to keep feeding into it, and that is just brings extra challenges and expenses that other types of games or products maybe don't have. It's kind of unique to a trading card game.
Now, your card game was like a different structure, though, right? Isn't that like a living card game type structure? Like, what was that? Netrunner?
Netrunner.
And whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got to be hard when MTG is just buying all the IPs and just scooping up everybody's cash, right? Like, that's a rough environment, man. They're really waylaying it. And,
Well,
yeah, I mean, kind of cool for the fans of the IPs to get to see, their particular fandom, like, memorialized in a card game, and a good one, right? Like, MTG's solid, stood the test of time, and I mean, that's really cool. But at the same time, like, it feels a little exploitative, right? It's like, I don't know if it's actually the best thing for everybody in nerddom writ large, but hey, it's what it is. So
here, because Noah, John, I don't know if we discussed, Noah, I don't know how plugged in you are. I'm assuming you're not here. I could be wrong, but are you aware that there is a Star Trek MTG expansion coming out in the fall?
I am aware.
Okay. I had heard about it. I didn't know if that was a joke or not, but
I am.
It would not surprise.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put out there right now, if y'all are listening, missed opportunity if they don't give you the ability to create like a freaking red shirt, like spam token deck where you just freaking have a million red shirts that you just throw against everybody, expecting them to die. Get some cool stuff off their dying and hitting the graveyard. Like, you gotta put that in there. If they don't, it'll be really sad.
Borg theft deck.
Borg theft. Ooh.
Oh,
they gotta be blue.
Kidnap other people's
all kinds of assimilating
legendaries. Yep.
Yes,
that'd be cool.
I like that.
Okay, you're making strong arguments for Magic to continue aping IP.
Yes.
You know what? There's no reason for him not to. I want my friends deck. Not super friends, just friends. Joey, Chandler, Monica.
Oh man. Yeah.
Somebody on in a Facebook group, he mocked up a bunch of like old TV shows and Magic set boxes.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That was one of them.
Cool.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Dallas.
Okay.
What else?
You sold me.
Yeah.
They look a Golden Girls set. It looked it was AI. I'm assuming, but it looked pretty
I'm sure.
Good. Okay, last thing here, quick. Again, I don't know if you know. I don't think many people know actually because it has not been announced.
Is Redline news?
No.
Oh.
Star Wars is coming to Magic.
This is the same time as Star Trek.
Oh, confuse all the non-nerds
That
and
would
really piss
be-
off all of the nerd nerds. We're gonna have a Star Wars, Commander night. Come on down, and you bring your Jean-Luc Picard deck.
Yep.
Like what? Isn't this the right thing?
Just start mixing them for funsies.
Oh man, we flipping tables and nerd rage.
The story is there was a convention, I think, over the summer somewhere. I don't know what. There's so many conventions.
Yeah.
But someone or some group was stealing people and like funneling them into a closet on the floor and asking them their impression of Star Wars themed magic art. They wanted some feedback on the art.
Hmm.
And then they shuttled them back onto the floor. Didn't tell them what it was for or the
Sure, sure.
context. But some of the people there realized that this was basically Star Wars' version of, right, Magic's version of Star Wars. And they kind of like spilled the beans. So it's,
Isn't there already a Star Wars trading card game?
yes. And it's not doing well either right now, by the way.
Of course.
But Star Wars is on hard times these days. So,
Nah, no, for sure. I mean, you know, they'd be idiots if they haven't been pursuing this IP forever, right? So I mean, it's not surprising, seeing the success of all these other IPs, doing limited runs and stuff. Like I think, it was only a matter of time. Like seems appropriate. I mean, I think the big question is, will the nerds be more forgiving of the IP in that format, or will lots of the people with the hurt feelers like still, be doing like soft boycott of the IP? I don't know.
as long as there's no Harry Potter set, I think they should be fine.
I'm
Is
sure.
there like a?
One thing
Is
I'm
there like
positive
an,
of.
oh,
Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, is there an owner commonality of some of these sets? Like, is there a reason they're getting a hold of these specific
IPs.
I did think it was weird when they were like, "Hey, Walking Dead," and Doctor
Okay.
Who. I wouldn't just pick those out of a hat. I was
Yeah.
just wondering if there's like a certain like entity they're dealing with to where they're choosing
Yeah.
these specific things
Yeah.
for their sets.
It
Cameron,
sells. They do sell. They're trying to bring other players. They're trying to grow the game. Again, this could be another discussion for another time, and very well may be. But Magic has had a hard time growing on its own legs, its own merits. And so a big push for this is just to bring new players to keep the game going. So it's a theory that's out there.
No, I think it makes sense. Like,
I mean, for marketing, of course. Yeah.
like the Magic IP itself, right? Like you're either into it or you're not, right? So, no, it's fair.
Well, you know what would make a good Magic expansion, and
Never mind.
what would, be a good fit, I guess, for me. Anyway, Dune. So,
Whoa.
new Dune trailer for Dune 3, not Messiah, Dune 3, Dune Part 3, did drop yesterday. I don't know. The movie's pretty solid. Trailer looks pretty good. Anticipating it. We do play a lot of Dune games, heavy in our rotation. So I know Dune probably is near and dear at the top of our mindset as of late. But anyway, new trailer came out, and wanted to see what you guys thought about it, and talk about Dune a little bit, and why has it been so successful? Because Dune has kind of been the redheaded sci-fi stepchild for a very long time, it seems. And we're in the middle of a Dunaissance, if you may. Okay, that was bad. But no, Dune is riding high while Star Wars is not. So, what do you guys think about the trailer? I don't know, what's going on?
Well, the trailer looked brilliant. I think the movie looks good. I am genuinely looking forward to it. I liked all iterations of Dune movies. I liked the Lynch one. I love Sting as in that. Yeah. Never did see the miniseries, but I love the David Lynch movie. I really like all the Villanueva, what was that? That's his name. Movies.
Boy,
as
I
well.
wouldn't know how to pronounce it. Like, I know you're talking
Villeneuve?
about. It's French, isn't it?
Villeneuve.
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 It's Denny, right? Not Dennis. Denny.
Oh, is it? My God.
Yeah.
Um,
High school French.
His-
Come on, man. You tell us.
His movies, yeah, they were cool. That's a hard, people were right. It's a hard thing to adapt. It's a weird world. the ideas when you talk about them, they sound unhinged and stupid. Like I think even Lynch had a hard time, like, wrapping his head around the weirding way and stuff like that. Like, how would you even depict it? And I know he ended up making it into yelling lasers.
Yeah.
Right. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you got to make decisions like that where you're like, how do I depict this thing that might, which might look silly on, in a different format like that. And I think for the most part, the decisions have been good ones. It's a, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of these characters that I really like. I am, who's his name? Robert Pattinson got the role of, I think it's, Shytail,
Yeah, I
which
think so.
is, yeah, I think he might be one of my favorite characters from the books. So I'm looking forward to seeing a depiction of him. Definitely.
Interesting. Curious.
It,
I would. I mean, you're, kind of contrasting it with Star Wars and, you know, um, presented Dune as the successful hot IP right now, and Star Wars is not. But I would be curious, like dollar wise, like does that really play out? Or is it just amongst like nerd enthusiasm? Like Dune is the hotter property when it comes to nerddom and their genuine enthusiasm, but Star Wars might still be, the king of cash, if you were. I don't know. Like I don't know how that works. I would honestly be shocked if Dune was more commercially successful as an IP currently, even with the Villeneuve movies. Are you Googling that, John?
Yeah,
I feel
I'll
like
look
I
that
feel
up.
like that's a a possible addition to this podcast. You need to get like an assistant that Googles things
All right, so
that
we got 400 million globally for Dune Part One, 700 million globally for Dune Part Two.
okay. And what about the
Um,
latest like Star Wars releases? Where what did they do?
Part one did come out like during COVID, so
Yeah.
while John's ticking away.
I
Yeah,
know, right?
commercially, no. I mean, it does not hold a candle. I'm not wearing Dune underoos right now. I'm not eating. I mean, there's the Dune popcorn bucket, but like I don't have a Dunio cereal and I don't have a
There's
sandworm spoon. I'm eating
no
my
there's no Dune Christmas special.
no Dune Christmas.
Right?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe is there one in the Orange Catholic Bible? Maybe they have some kind of
Oh
some holiday.
man.
But I guess maybe more like the zeitgeist these days, the quality of the films. There's Dune's got maybe more momentum. I mean, there
Hmm.
is a Star Wars movie coming out in a couple months,
No, no, there's a lot to be said for that. It's not just
Mandalorian
about
and
what you're doing
Grogu or
now.
whatever it's called, and I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, Star Wars way over 2 billion for Force Awakens,
Okay.
1 billion for each of the others, but they were at that was actually on a downward slope versus
Yeah.
Dune, which was on a upward slope.
Hmm.
If we had the Lynch film in as well, then it would definitely
Okay. To
go
the
on,
moon. To
go on an upward
the moon.
slope.
Yes.
That means
Oh,
that every version of Dune is doing double
Actually
the
improving.
revenue.
that kills
Oh
the
man.
average. No, that kills the
Uh,
box. No, you can't do that.
I mean, I I gotta say, like, I mean, if you were to tell me, like, hey, um, next month there's a new Star Wars movie coming out and there's a new Dune movie coming out, which one would I absolutely want to see in a movie theater? I mean, it would be Dune, right? Like 100%. And, you know, I mean, I wasn't even aware of Dune as an IP until well after I was already like a hardcore Star Wars fan as a child, right? Um, and so, for Dune to have kind of surpassed that nostalgia, um, I mean, I think that speaks quite a bit about the direction of both. It speaks a lot about kind of the fall of Star Wars as an IP or its degradation recently, and then also Dune's kind of ascension. Um, I think if in my opinion, like the thing that I really, really like about Dune, at least these two recent iterations, and the third looks to be more of the same. Um, like Dune would fall into what I would consider to be films, hoity-toity here, right? Um, you know, they're both movies, right? Like that's the medium and the format. But Dune seems to be aiming at higher artistic vision for their movies, and I appreciate that, right? And Star Wars, like, I don't know that it was ever, I don't know that it ever aimed for that, right? I don't know that it ever aimed to be art. And I don't know that any of the people that have taken the helm of a Star Wars movie have ever sought to like create the most elevated version of that IP, right? But I would say that if you look at like the original trilogy that's like so beloved and you compare and contrast it with like the more recent offerings, like there's a real shift in tone. I mean, I would consider them to be really, really different, almost like different genre, right? Like the original three, you look at those as like what do they call it? A space opera, right? And you just hear the term opera and you think like stuffiness and fanciness and seriousness and all that kind of stuff. And I think that fits, right? Like, yeah, you had the droids, and the droids were like the comic relief, the little moments of levity, between like the melodrama, the family-oriented melodrama that is the Skywalker saga. But then, you got freaking, what was like a freaking knock-knock joke in that one movie in the opening?
A yo mama joke.
Okay, yeah. I mean, just like the whole space opera genre, they just completely abandoned that. And they just made like a sci-fi Marvel movie, more or less, is what they turned it into. Which, it's not necessarily unwatchable or even terrible, but it's not what I think most hardcore fans fell in love with. And I think that's, in my opinion, that would be kind of responsible for their downturn amongst the fandom as an IP. And that's the thing that I think a lot of newcomers to Dune really appreciate about it, is there's this sublime, beautiful artistic quality to the films. Like there's all these long shots and they're quiet and brooding, and you just get to take in the beautiful cinematography that's presented before you, and it makes sense. Like it's building on the narrative and it's within context, and they really are an engrossing watch, right? Like I'm gonna go see it in a theater because they are so grand, and kind of enormous in scale. But like I almost like the ideal setting would be like in a theater, but also by yourself, right? So you can just have no distractions and you could just be completely engrossed in what's going on. And for me, that's the big difference. And I'm happy to see it. I'm glad to see it, But I'd be curious, like what you think, Cam, as far as what's the explanation for why one is kind of waxing and the other is waning.
But you kind of hit on the cinematography is in the, it's just grand and like, oh man, they look so. I wish we had a Star Wars film that looked as good as any of those Dune films because they just, and I mean, you're on, I can't, what's the planet's name again? I'm sorry.
Arrakis.
Arrakis. Sorry. It's been a long day. I'm tired.
Oh, wait.
Well, you got Arrakis and you got Tatooine. Like, what's the difference? But one looks way better than the other, right? So that cinematography is huge, and it is way different. Like a lot of weird stuff, like you said, John, is happening in there. But like, it's interesting and it's different and it's old, but now it's new, right? Like with the spice and these worms and shields and how that changes things because everyone uses knives now and ornithopters that flap their like it's so odd, but they made it work and it's just a breath of fresh air. I feel I never read a book, never paid attention to anything before. I was very I was just I didn't know anything. But after I saw that movie, I'm like, oh my gosh! Like I listened to lots of Dune YouTubers and podcasts, and I really do want to read the books now, which is maybe one of the goals of the movies. But like, yeah, it's very engrossing and it's awesome, and I'm glad. First movie didn't do great enough to guarantee that they were going to keep doing a second. And then the third one kind of hinged on the second, but I'm glad we're going to get that. So, they're just very well done, high quality. We talked about before in our adaptation podcast, but very, very true to the source material with respect. And even though that may make it challenging to put some things to film, it pays off in the end because that's the story that has withstood the test of time, and that's why you're making this movie because of the story there originally. John, you said you have read the books, so no one loves that game, the board game Dune, more than you, maybe Mr. Beast. But what are your thoughts?
So I would say you can tell, and when we were talking about adaptations, I think that there is a respect and love for the material that's apparent in it. Like, it takes itself seriously, which is a hard thing to do because it's not cool to take yourself seriously if it doesn't come across well. And suddenly it becomes like super dorky if you take yourself seriously. So there's always
it's a risk.
And the way to get out of that risk is what I think Star Wars did, which would be like to wink at the audience. The line of "they fly now" would be it's like, oh, this stuff's kind of stupid. We acknowledge some of it's stupid, but we're in on the joke type thing. Get you out of that. But I think at a cost of like undercutting, like, do you actually like care about the integrity of the material you're working with? I don't think any of the people that made Star Wars movies actually like Star Wars very much. Like I think every single one of them thought it was stupid in a way. I think I think who made those three? It was Abrams, clearly.
Rian Johnson.
And was it Ryan
Abrams,
Johnson?
Ryan
Johnson. So Ryan Johnson, I think his dislike of it came from a criticism of like the triteness of the plot itself. I think he was very iconic. He was an iconoclast in the way that I think he hated this idea of like, family Skywalker being the root of all things in Star Wars, and he played around with that idea, which was very apparent. And I thought that was actually probably the most only interesting thing that they did in that entire trilogy was in that hated second movie. I thought that was probably the best of them because it was the only one that started to do something interesting.
But it wasn't interesting.
I mean,
the idea of everybody being capable of, using the Force and that it not being linked into some blood, magic that is only amongst the Palpatines in the sky. Like, I think that is more interesting than just saying, well, the Emperor's back or whatever. I can't dwell too much on it. It's kind of silly. it's just as easily to say, hey, these big, phallic looking worms flying out of the ground is also stupid as hell. So therefore, let's wink back at the audience and, say, oh, look at the size of that mouth or something, It's a very popular, like, what is this? The Joss Whedon type writing that has dominated film for the last, what, 5-10 years?
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to watch, but, it feels very, cotton candy. Like, it's not very deep stuff. So I like that they're taking it serious. It takes itself seriously enough to, like, let yourself, and if it takes itself seriously, that at least gives you the chance of being into it in the way that that Noah's talked about, where you're sat in the theater, you're engrossed in it, and nobody's winking at you to, like, take you out of it, because the level to which you can, I think, the level to which you can engage yourself with the material has to be linked into how much they are willing to take it seriously themselves. That's a major thing.
No, I totally agree. I mean, you look at, like, writing 101, drama, conflict, stakes, right? There need to be stakes. And if you're constantly winking and nodding at the camera and, degrading the seriousness of what's going on, there are no stakes, right? So just the fact that right from jump, they're committing to, a film where there is going to be something to be lost, right? Something to be gained, something to be fought and struggled and toiled over. I mean, I think that's what makes something worth watching, right? I mean, there's definitely an audience for the other thing, and there are other formats that are better for that. You look at the inane crap that's on TikTok or whatever, Instagram Reels and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a great space for that, right? For generally unserious media, or even YouTube. When you see YouTubers, doing the whole mukbang bullshit or whatever, like, I mean, there's lots of space for that, right? Don't take the space for, like, major film, right? You don't need to encroach in that space too. It's a bad fit for that space. That space is a better, it's a better avenue for a different kind of entertainment, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Of the two movies, part 1 and 2, do you have a preference, John?
Of
Dune?
like you're talking about Lynch versus
I mean, sure.
Yes.
I didn't think that would be in the conversation, but we are talking to you, so
Asking the hard questions.
I mean, what are we talking? Like, look, Villeneuve's films are better. Everything came across better. The reason, and I think part of that just goes with I think he made some better choices. Like, and I think he also didn't try gulp like a sandworm, gulping it all down into one film. That is probably one of the. I mean, I've watched both films pretty recently, and I mean, you take the first book. There's a lot going on there. Definitely plenty that you can cut, and I know they do cut plenty from the book, both versions of it. But, still, you have Lynch trying to fit all of it into one really long movie. First part was, it's just long in general, but also combined with the fact that, like, some of it is, I mean, just bad. I think just bad choices, like having a whole beginning sequence made up of just somebody narrating, just trying to explain and that I get, it's hard to get across these weird ideas that are in Dune, but remember, if you can show, not tell, that's the way it's got to be, baby. And it's like, I don't want to watch Princess Irulan, like, explain what the heck's going on with Dune leading up to that. Like, I think the new movies did so much better a job of showing what's going on with in the world of Dune, which is hard to get across, but I think he did an effective job. And he needed to take a whole movie doing it. For that reason, it's way more fun to watch the second movie because that's where things really start cooking. But yeah, the first movie needed to happen, and I think it needed to happen the way it did because there was enough groundwork you needed to lay to avoid the sins of what Lynch's Dune did. Because the beginning of Lynch's Dune, I think, is one of the weakest. It's the weakest part of the movie by far. It's bad. Wait, do you know what I'm talking about?
He does do an exposition dump at the beginning
and
of
it's
part two.
a whole long expedition, like whole long.
And she does it in part two as well. She's talking to her journal. She's recounting what happened in part one.
Oh, I mean, it's
there. It's better done.
It's better done.
She's talking to herself instead of just to the people in the seats. But she does. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but
that's hard.
She does expo dump in part two.
That's the reason that took him so long to get all this to the movies, though. You ever watch that movie about Jodorowsky's Dune?
I've heard of it and seen some things, but not the movie. No.
So yeah, there was Jodorowsky, the guy that did Holy Mountain and El Topo and stuff. Weird filmmaker, weird. If you have not watched Holy Mountain, oh my God, it's so cool. But he was I think he was working on trying to get Dune made as well, and it would have been a psychedelic fever dream, which that's another take on Dune, because if you just read the book and you're like, if you read the book and do a lot of drugs, man, it would probably still turn out, it'd be weird. It'd be cool. I would have watched it, but wouldn't be, it's easy for it not to make sense. I think it's very easy for the source material not to make sense.
Fair. I mean, I don't think there's any contest between the two different versions, right? I mean, if you're looking at what's the better movie between the two newer ones, I mean, I think John kind of hit it on the head. It's not really a fair question to ask, right? Like, one of them, it's the middle of the story that's being told, right? Where all that action is, and you've already bought into the characters and stuff. And that's why you're here in the first place watching the second one. Like, the more important one by far is the first one, because that first one is the one that had to get over a certain hump to allow the other ones to even be a conversation about getting made. And that was the one that was a real bold decision to take it super serious and to make it a real artistic endeavor. And so that one, I think, takes it in my opinion, even though the one that's more fun to watch be number two, right? But number one, I think, far more important, and like a proof of concept, beautifully executed. And now here we are getting to enjoy the third and final installment. So I mean, kudos.
I love it. I love the first one. The second one is great, but the first one is so good. It's slower. I get it. People are like, oh, it's kind of boring. It's kind of long. I'm like, again, the world is so different, and they take their time to really like lay the groundwork and show how these things work. Like, again, the harvesters and the shields and the different planets and the governments and how everything just works is so engrossing. It was like, oh, this is all awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome, right? And the second one just goes so fast, which is, again, it's great, but I like that. You could double the length of part one. Give me the director's cut, right? And I just show me everything, because it's just so different and it's done so seriously. And I really do love the first one, just because it is, again, I don't know, just a slower, more it's so entertaining just to see how everything works, which have not read any book, but the third one, Messiah, did you ever read that one, John?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said that one's going to be maybe the most difficult to put on film. It's
Uh, I mean, okay, here's the thing with the books, man. A whole bunch, you got to understand that a whole bunch of the books is just like people talking to
okay.
each other. Like one of the biggest scenes in the first book is them sitting around a table at a dinner party. Like that's a lengthy scene with Susu Suk and whatever. Like a whole bunch of that book is just like people talking, and the Battle of like Arakeen,
Yep.
that's a page. That's like one page. Like it just ends. So but like the second um the second book is kind of like that. There's like a lot of political plotting of people trying to like figure out how you fight a man that can tell the future. Like, which is obviously hard, but I think it's a fun one. I would say one of the things I find entertaining about that is that it's, some of the first indications that shouldn't necessarily be, all up on Paul's side. Like, and it's also just fun seeing these. They're good characters. They're good characters interacting. There's a lot of fun like political intrigue going on. The whole plot against Paul, and like I said, watch a bunch of people try to figure out how to fight a man who can see the future is cool. Like, how would you go about it? You know what? I'd probably end up trying to do what they did. I think it's a clever plan.
I'm looking forward to it because, and you see some of it in the trailer. Part two zoomed in on Arrakis. I think this one is gonna pull back a little bit more, so we do see some more of like other planets and the jihad that was going on, the Paul's war. Some other characters coming in where it's just, again, I think it's gonna, part two kind of like just inhaled a little bit maybe, and now we get to exhale and potentially just see some more of the world, which again is what my favorite part of part one. So
I would wonder if it like ends up where, kind of like these grandiose action pieces, which are not a big part of the book, are like going to be like that, and then like some of these other things that are a big part of the book are going to be like, compressed. I think that might.
That's why they're saying it's called part three and not Messiah, because if they just did the book, there'd be very little of that in there. It takes place 17 years, I think, after Dune.
Yeah, it's after again. It's
so kind of a mix. It's a little bit of the book. It's a little bit of in between. So that's why they didn't call it Messiah, and that might confuse audiences. Who knows? But hey, we're gonna get a Godfather Part 3, and now we're gonna get a Dune Part 3. It doesn't happen very often, right? And then hey, just think of the possibilities when it comes to Dune Imperium. Now, I mean, John, your favorite game.
Another expansion.
Think of all the new expansions.
Another expansion for Dune 79. I'll take that as well. I don't know.
We're gonna need a bigger table.
Yep.
Turn's gonna take even longer. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'll take it.
Got all night. It's fun.
But yeah, no, it should be good. Great movies. There is talk, I think, of doing. You want to get weird? The other three books that take place afterwards. I don't think Villeneuve's not doing that, but they're talking about they may do another trilogy afterwards, and that will be interesting.
If they ever manage to adapt God Emperor, boy, okay, now you got me. This is where I'm like, can we make silly ideas that look stupid in my head cool on screen? Because we'll see it.
I mean, in X-Men, they did make Wolverine's ridiculousness look all right.
Mm-hmm. It's a little different.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Just saying, like these things have happened. Maybe at a different scale.
We will see. We will see.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
cool. All right. Well, any parting thoughts then on the Dune trailer, movies, books? There's a whole bunch of. So Herbert only did 6 books, I believe. He died before he may have done a 7th. And so his son and like a friend have done their own little Dune verse afterwards.
Call it Little Dune verse. They wrote a lot of books, man.
There's a lot. There's a lot. They're still making them. They're still making Dune books, but a lot of people
Brian,
don't like them.
with your little Dune books over there, Brian. Look at your little project that nobody cares about, Brian.
I never read them, so I'm throwing shade on something I should have.
Hilarious. Oh man.
Get to if we get to there, if we get like little children's Dune books, right? Little Leto, little people Paul Atreides, right?
No, I'm
Sandworm playset.
I'm excited. Like
we're there.
Dune movies, awesome. Blade Runner 2049, awesome. Right? Freaking Neuromancer getting an adaptation. Supposedly it's going to be solid. Talking about like sci-fi that hits, The Expanse was a phenomenal series. So, I feel like really kind of we're in a good place for some good, serious, artful sci-fi. And I'm stoked for that. There are a few genres that I enjoy more than this one when it's done well. Right? So, super excited, and we'll see what comes up the next couple of years.
Babylon 5.
I did see some rumblings about that.
Rumors.
And Babylon 5, despite not having the immense following of Star Trek, I feel like Babylon 5 was a solid sci-fi IP. I always enjoyed watching it. I would be curious to see what happens there. I don't know.
Babylon 5 is pretty sick. Okay, well, I think that is it. We kicked that sandworm to death, or kicked the horse till it's dead. The sandworm, whatever. It's like
watch that movie.
What'd you say?
Gotta watch that movie.
Gotta watch the movie. This is 6 episodes in. I'm proud of you guys. We come a long way. So.
Seen you getting some listenership.
A little bit.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Just keep making content, man.
Plans within plans. So schemes within schemes. I had to say it at least once. If John didn't say it, I had to say it. So
oh my God.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Vip to Vits. And we will see you next week when we'll talk about, I don't know, something related to this one. They all keep dominoing into one another, it seems. So we will see. We will see. Thanks again for filling in, Noah. And John,
no worries. It's always a good time.
Arc Raiders.
I don't got time for that.
Adios.
Y'all have fun with it.